we feel honored that Educational Multimedia Research Center, University of Kashmir, the team of this center, headed by Dr. Shahid Rasool Saab, are conducting an orientation program over here in the auditorium of this college. The college administration always welcome the conduct of such programs. And in fact, the college has conducted almost over 40 different programs related to NSS, debates and seminars, career counseling, sports, etc. And most of these programs were conducted in collaboration with various government departments, with the Legal Services Authority, District Kupwara, with Women's Development Corporation, J&K, and various other universities. The college administration would love to conduct such programs in future also. We request the EMRC team to conduct such programs in future also. In fact, various university departments, they are conducting the programs like USIC, EMMRC, distance education, sports, and even the academic staff college, they are conducting the programs in various colleges also. And I remember when I conducted one of the programs at Aligarh Muslim University, they used there to take the students, take these faculty members for a trip. And the university authorities, they can also, when they conduct some orientation programs over there, they can have a trip to Kupwara and they can conduct 1 or 2 days here in this college also. And such endeavors are welcomed here. And the college administration, you will find always cooperating in this regard. And the university authorities, different departments, they can also conduct some short-term programs over here. 2 days, 3 days, or 1 day program, they are usually conducting, these different departments, they can conduct here, and you will always find us cooperative in this regard. In fact, this college is catering to the needs of over 3,000 students. And it's very unfortunate to disclose here that we are just 3 faculty members who are here. And if we'll calculate the ratio, that's 1,000 students is to 1 teacher. But still, we are thankful to God that a dynamic personality, namely Dr. Peer Mohammad Ashraf, has joined this college in the month of March. And given all these odds and constraints, we were able to conduct so many programs, and even the academics was par excellence. And even though college of this remote district, we need the cooperation from that will definitely boost the morale of these students who I will with a tremendous potential. But what they are lacking, that's their exposure. So we hope that such programs will. On the behest of this occasion, staff members, I welcome you all here in this auditorium of Government Degree College, Kupwara. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Professor Mehraj Bashir Saab, for your warm welcome. Now to begin, so that you will have a feel of university first. program on development and utilization of e-resources. Friends, the Indian higher education system is to be one of the largest sectors in the world, with around 544 universities and 32,000 colleges. Despite of this, India is hardly able to register 16% of the gross enrollment ratio, as against 23% at global level. The Government of India, through the Ministry of Human Resource Development, is trying its best to enhance the gross enrollment ratio so as to bring it at least at par with the world average. Educational Multimedia Research Center, EMMRCs, are doing the production of educational programs, and CEC, Consortium for Educational Communication, New Delhi, is coordinating the whole activity. The CEC, with its 22 media centers, is now entrusted with the running of 24/7 Vyas Higher Education DTH channel and generating the e-contents for the courses taught at undergraduate level on the basis of syllabus approved by UGC. Friends, use of ICT can break down some of the barriers that lead to underachievement. However, when one looks around in most of the colleges and universities across India, and in our state also, lack of harnessing of this potential is visible. Diffusion of ICT in Indian universities and colleges would respond to the 21st century demands. Now I feel privileged to invite Dr. Salima Jan, research scientist, EMMRC, for formally welcoming the honorable participants and students.
It is my privilege to welcome you all this morning. This morning is really very special for all of us because we are going to start an orientation program in this college where people really say, "Arey, bahut dur hai." But we had to do an orientation program because this district is the native district, is the homeland of our director, Dr. Shahid Rasool. So how could we ignore this college? So this orientation program is one of the series of orientation programs that EMMRC is organizing in various colleges located in different districts of the valley. The aim of these orientation programs is manifold. But to be specific, I'll say, we want to make aware our students about different e-resources that are available for their benefit. Above all, we also want to say, more specifically I'll say, as you all know that the world is changing and the world has really transformed into a wireless system, wireless world, you can say. Our economic system has already changed. Earlier we used to have barter system, now we have market-oriented economies. Our means of communication have changed from interpersonal communication to cyberspace and whatnot. Then how can education be an exception? Dear colleagues, this time we talk of e-banking, we talk of e-resources, we talk of e-commerce. But I must say the word education had already embraced this change because the education itself starts with the letter E. So the change is always there. So dear students, through these orientation programs, we want to make you to know that how India, particularly Indian higher education system, responded to these changing times and what steps India made to bridge the digital divide and to, you can say, to narrow down the gap between the more privileged and the less privileged students. Above all, our aim for coming over to this college is to build capacity. When I say capacity building, mobile, okay. But it's not working, it's already. Okay. Switch off. Our aim is to build capacity. And when I say capacity building, I mean to say that we want to sensitize our teachers. How can they contribute in making a reliable content for our students? As you all know, this time there is huge material available on internet. But what is the question of reliability is always a concern. So with the support of the teachers, we can really make a very good, reliable, good quality content for our students, and this way you can strengthen our arms at EMMRC as well as you can become a major player in making you can say, national mission for education through ICT a success. Now the question is that everybody may ask, why is technology or why is ICT important for education? Recently I'm in 2012, Ministry of Human Resource, MHRD Ministry, issued some data, and they said that this time India is having 90 million college-age citizens. And out of these 19 million, only 12% are attending colleges. And if India wants to retain the present GDP level, then 14 million students should join colleges by 2040. Now, my dear students and colleagues, you all know that we have the problem of infrastructure. We are facing the problem of teachers, good teachers. Then what can be the option other than this technology? I'm not saying that technology can replace the teacher, but I'm saying that teachers can use this as a weapon to teach their students. I'll just narrate a small incident. When I was in University of Bombay this year in February 2013, I was really amazed when I saw students using social media, when they have created Wikispace. In Wikipedia, they create some spaces, and they have really created huge learning communities where they share their experience, and it's the teacher who later on evaluates this. This is how students can help in that. The only thing is that we have to know is what are the technologies that are available and how we can use it for our benefit. As you all know, this time everybody is on Facebook, and social media has really changed the pattern of sociability as well as pattern of leisure among our young generation. The only thing is that the young generation really have to change their attitude towards education. That you will come to know when our Director Saab will give a presentation, a detailed presentation of the resources that are available. Lastly, I have an open invitation for all my dear colleagues, my teachers. If you have an idea, MMRC will transform that into, there's a call from MMRC, we will transform your idea into digital form, and we will magnify its reach by reaching to larger number of students. As how many of us this time know that Kolahi Glacier, which is the lifeline of most part of the southern Kashmir, is the fastest receding glacier in the world, 18% of the glacier, and it is all because of human interference. So when we made a film on global warming, many people came to know about it. Then how do trees or plants in Kashmir survive when they shed their leaves? Because leaves are the kitchen of the trees. So these are the programs that we are making. So if you have an idea, please come to us. We will really help you, and you will also help us in return. So with these few words, I welcome you all for this orientation program, and I lastly thank Professor Peer for really hosting. I also must thank Degree College Sopore, Degree College Handwara for sending their students and making this orientation program a success, because it is overall because of the students.
Communication and Journalism from University of Kashmir, and MS in Communication Technology from Syracuse University, USA. Dr. Shahid Rasool has over 24 years. He has been Chairman of Departmental Research Committee, MERC, Chairman, UG and PG Board of Studies in Mass Communication and Journalism, published 10 research papers in reputed journals, books. He has also contributed various reports, policy papers for national level agencies, served as bodies and consultative committees, including member on prestigious national and international conferences. His area of interest are television and new communication technology. Graced the occasion with his presentation.
The three colleges, my colleagues from MRC, and my very dear students from District Kupwara. Before I begin my presentation, I feel honored and humbled for having been given this opportunity of making a presentation before you. And for that, I thank my teacher, Professor Ashraf Sahab, for allowing us to have this one-day orientation program here. And after hearing the welcome address, I feel this orientation program should have happened much earlier. Nonetheless, as they say, it's never too late. I believe that students and faculty from Degree College Kupwara require to know the use of technology and use technology for education much more than anybody else. جیسا کہ ہمیں بتایا گیا ہے, am I audible there? پیچھے سن رہے ہیں آپ؟ جیسا یہاں بتایا گیا ہے کہ اس کالج میں 3 پرمننٹ فیکلٹی ممبرس ہیں اور 3,500 سے اوپر ہی اسٹوڈنٹس ہیں. تو وی کین انڈرسٹینڈ کہ what type of teaching in terms of personal attention to the students is possible. And then we are dependent on contractual teachers who though work very hard, they are very talented, but nonetheless they join very late, and as a result the level of education, the level of transfer of education from the teacher to the student becomes a bit difficult. So with these few words, I will make a small presentation. It's a lengthy one, but I will try to make it as short as possible. And I have named this presentation as Virtual Teaching and Learning, Equalizing Educational Opportunities. As Dr. Salima Jan was saying, that there is a digital divide. The students in bigger cities, in capital cities of the country have more opportunities, they have better facilities, they have better infrastructural facilities, they have better human resource in the name of qualified, trained and experienced teachers. The students at these places are at an advantage as compared to students in far-flung areas like Kupwara. So the technology has become some sort of a level playing field. Technology cannot, of course, replace a teacher, but it can at least make a teacher available to the students irrespective of their geographical location, so that they can also benefit partially from the expertise of teacher who may not be available physically. In today's world, we are made to believe that the economy, the future economies will be driven by knowledge. And we are entering into a phase where knowledge per capita will determine the affluence, will determine the prospects of a particular country. And if that is the case, then the gross enrollment ratio in higher education becomes very important. In today's date, world over, gross enrollment ratio is considered as an important indicator of development and prospects of a nation. If you have higher the numbers, then there are better prospects for that country in terms of its GDP. If number game is there, then India should have its advantage, because India has a huge population of over 1 billion, to be precise 1.2 billion. 66% of whom, that means 808 million, are below the age of 35. And again, 40% of the Indian population is aged between 13 to 35 years. This is the most critical age which can help the prospects of a nation, provided they are properly equipped. This is the population that can help us to benefit in the concept of knowledge societies. That's why APJ Abdul Kalam, the former President of India, in his book, India 2020, A Vision for the New Millennium, he predicts that India will be a developed country by 2020. When he says developed country, he says that India will be a knowledge superpower by 2020. But the problem is that, and he says this can happen only if Indians at all skill levels can excel in knowledge-based services, given the right training and are placed in intellectually challenging environment. ہندوستانی جب ہندوستان سے باہر جاتے ہیں ان کو ایک ماحول ملتا ہے کام کرنے کا تو دے ایکسل, دے ہیو پرووڈ دیئر میٹل, بی دیٹ ان دا گلف اور بی دیٹ ان دا ویسٹ. سو اسی لیے عبدالکلام کہہ رہا ہے کہ اگر یہاں کے بچوں کو, یہاں کی فیکلٹی کو, یہاں کے لوگوں کو ایک انوائرمنٹ دیا جائے گا, پراپر انوائرمنٹ فار ٹیچنگ اینڈ ٹریننگ, they will excel. And if they excel, then India can become a knowledge superpower. But the problem with India is that we have limited facilities available in terms of some IITs and IIMs, which we can count on fingers. None of the Indian universities figure in the top 200 universities of the world. Though we have some very good universities also. And the advantage of the students, the advantage lies with the chosen few who make it to IITs and IIMs. And how many people, what percentage of the population makes to IITs and IIMs? It will be hardly 0.2, 0.3 or maybe 1% of the population which makes to these institutions when we take the ratio of the students into consideration. And if that is happening, پھر یہ ابو الکلام آزاد کا جو خواب ہے یہ تو خواب ہی رہے گا, کیونکہ زیادہ تر ہمارے بچے جو ہیں وہ چھوٹے علاقوں میں رہتے ہیں, وہ دور دراز علاقوں میں رہتے ہیں جہاں پر فیسلٹیز نہیں ہے, جہاں پر ٹیچرز اویلیبل نہیں ہیں. اینڈ ابو الکلام says that we have to find ways to train ordinary Indian students, engineers and scientists. یہ حال تب ہے جب ہم دیکھتے ہیں کہ ہندوستان کا جو ہائر ایجوکیشن کا سسٹم ہے اٹس ٹو ہیوج. آج کے دن میں انڈیا ہیز اوور 600 یونیورسٹیز اینڈ کلوز ٹو 32,000 کالجز which are enrolling around 14 million students. And we have in today's date over 500,000. That means 5 lakh سے اوپر ہی ہمارے پاس ٹیچرز ہیں. اور as per MHRD in today's date we have the dearth of 3 lakh teachers. That's why ڈگری کالج کپوارہ میں آپ کے پاس صرف 3 ٹیچرز ہیں جو پرماننٹ ہیں, ریسٹ یو آر ڈیپینڈنٹ آن دا کنٹریکچوئل ٹیچرز. اینڈ ڈسپائٹ ہیونگ دس huge superstructure for higher education, as Tariq Saab was saying, our gross enrollment ratio is 18%. These are official figures as per MHRD, though it is believed to be around 13.8%. In developed countries, it is 54.6%, and in USA, the gross enrollment ratio in higher education is 60%. In developing countries, 36.5%. Even in BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, it is 21%. So you can imagine where is India in terms of the gross enrollment ratio of higher education, and how this dream of APJ Abdul Kalam to become a knowledge superpower by 2020 can be achieved. Now, to achieve this target, they say that by 2020 then GR at least. That means 40 million students shall be enrolled. Right now we have 14 million. Then that means additional requirements are 10,000 more technical institutions, 15,000 more colleges, 521. That means almost double the number of institutions are required, universities are required. And how much will it cost? It will cost 9.5 lakh crores. 9.5 lakh crores are required to establish the number of institutions so that you can achieve a GER of 30%. Additional cost, they say India بہت بڑی country ہے, rich country ہے, بہت پیسہ ہے ان کے پاس. We can probably get money to construct buildings. We can get money to make the auditorias. We can probably get money to have the classrooms and buy computers and create laboratories and buy books for the libraries. But the question is this faculty. In today's date, there is a dearth of 3 lakh faculty. If you have this number of more institutions coming, where is the faculty going to come from? Where are we going to get this trained and technical, support for teaching and learning. India has another problem of equity in higher education in terms of access to quality education and equitable distribution of knowledge resources. As Dr. Salima Jan also said and Tariq Saab also said, the best institutions for historical and obvious reasons are located in the capital cities. They are located in the capital cities, in metropolitan cities. Best faculty, best libraries, best institutions are found in these places, whereas colleges or institutions in the rural areas are bereft of quality teachers and infrastructural facilities. As you are witness to it, Kupwara College is an example of this particular statement. You have only 3 permanent teachers for 3,500 students. So that is the problem. So this is creating a disparity between rich and poor, because rich can afford to send their kids to the bigger cities, to private institutions. Poor cannot. You have disparities in terms of rural, semi-urban and urban areas, because these 3 different sets of students are there, 3 different sets of teachers are there. Then you have across classes and castes. Fortunately for us, this class and caste is not that important, because we don't believe in caste system as such. But outside Kashmir, this is also one of the problems. You cannot go to a particular institution. The constitution guarantees that all are equal, but in actual terms, some students are not allowed in the institutions where students from the upper castes are studying. Then you have across genders. This is also relevant in our case, because I will send my son outside for education. I will send him away from home for education, but probably I will not send my daughter. So again, a disparity among the genders is there. So this has resulted in what's called as educational haves and have-nots. If we have these disparities, then how are we going to achieve the dream of APJ Abdul Kalam to become a knowledge superpower by 2020? So what should be done to address these issues? What should be done to mitigate or to reduce that digital divide which Madam was talking about? Smart and innovative integration of information and communication technologies in an open and flexible academic structure. And APJ Abdul Kalam also saw hope in this technology. The technology will probably help us to make best teachers available to students across the country, irrespective of their geographical location. Because 21st century is called the age of seamless education. Today we have students enrolling for education in universities outside the borders in distance mode. They have access to quality of education irrespective of their location. And technology is removing the disparity between East and West, rich and poor, male and female, and also across castes and classes. Why I say so? That the technology and the ICT has almost made this globe a level playing field. Today, I can say with confidence that the laptop that I am using, that the iPhone or the phone or the pad that I am using, probably the Bill Gates will not have a better technology available. We will be probably using the same phone. We will be probably using the same laptop. We will be probably using the same software and computer, because it has become available. I am fully confident that even Government Degree College Kupwara must have the computers and some working internet facilities, though being a distant, district. That's confidence is also given by Thomas Friedman, a prolific writer and a traveler. He wrote this book, The World is Flat. The person from the other side, they gave them solutions, IT solutions from Bangalore. And this is what's meant by the knowledge economy for the future, because it works out cheaper for them. The teachers in Mumbai, in Delhi, in Bangalore, and other places, this has become possible because of the technology that's in place. The best education takes place when the teacher and the taught spend time together. We had that Gurukul system of teaching and learning. He gives that wisdom and knowledge from the teachers with whom he lives. But in today's date, that type of teaching and learning environment is not possible. In degree college, students is in millions. Limited number of teachers are available. It makes it impossible for that kind of teaching environment. That cannot be created. That only remains an ideal way of teaching. But we have to depend on technology. Teacher from other institutions, if that knowledge and that education is packaged and kept available to the students. The students can also create, what Madam was saying, some sort of the learning communities. They can share their ideas through technology. And probably 5 students from 5 different places can come together and they can put some thoughts together and all the students can benefit from that. Maybe a teacher. One of the technologies, which is my favorite subject, and in fact, as Tariq was saying, I wrote a book also on this. And Philips provided the equipment. Programs were telecast only for the students about maths, about science, about physics. But gradually, because when we watch television, what do we watch it for? We watch it for Hollywood, Arnav Goswami, Barkha Dutt, crying for 2 hours in the evening, repeatedly asking same questions, books. But if we use television for education, the research has shown that it's an excellent medium of education. Are quite encouraging. And in fact, some of the research being done in the West has shown that the learning outcomes from television are equivalent to the... I was saying, can become an exciting medium of education provided we watch television for education and we watch it with seriousness. We say it is a passive viewing. Passive viewing means that when we watch television, we engage in all types of things. We attend telephone also. We need some seriousness. So if you watch television program with seriousness, the educational outcomes will be at par with the... She gets all types of tweets. She gets all types of emails. She gets all types of Facebook messages, which they bring into the program. So if television is integrated with the new technology, what we call the convergence of technologies that has taken place, it can become more excellent. It can become better teaching tool. Because a teacher, when he is delivering lecture using television as a medium, he can at the same time answer the questions that must be there with some student, and making best teacher available to the students across the globe. And in the West, global learning community. In this global learning community, which is seamless, उस हिंदी फिल्म के गाने में कि वो जो परिंदे हैं, जो पानी है, जो हवा है, ये बहती रहती है, चलती रहती है, ये किसी बॉर्डर को नहीं मानती है. इसी तरह से एजुकेशन का आजकल हाल community can be localized. We can have a small global community, a learning community in a better way for their students, one for their own college, and then for those students whom they are not physically available. So as a result of this mode of learning, teachers have to change accordingly. See, one of the reason in today's date, our students...
I'm sure that the students and teachers must be benefited from this thought-provoking presentation. Now I request esteemed principal, Professor Peer Mohammad Ashraf, please come on the dais and grace the occasion, and Dr. Shahid Usul will accompany, and Dr. Salima Jan, and Dr. Chalku, and Dr. Ganai will also please come on the dais. Handwara, nonetheless, the 2 senior faculty members from the college are representing. I request GDC Handwara to please give his remarks on this occasion.
In East and West, North and South,
It has removed the hindrances between poor and rich, between male and female. So this technology is now available to every learner, and we should utilize this technology, and we should motivate our dears and nears to use this technology, and inshallah in near future we will get advantaged, and this technology will illuminate our future. میں خصوصاً طلباء اور طالبہ سے یہ گزارش کرتا ہوں کہ ہمیں اس ٹیکنالوجی کا اچھی طرح فائدہ اٹھانا چاہیے، لیکن نتھنگ از گڈ اینڈ بیڈ بٹ تھنکنگ میکس اٹ سو. جب آپ کے ہاتھ میں یہ ٹیکنالوجی ہے، ہمیں اس کو صحیح راستے سے استعمال کرنا چاہیے، کسی غلط طریقے سے استعمال نہیں کرنا چاہیے. اور میں یہی امید کروں گا کہ ہم اس ٹیکنالوجی کو استعمال کر کے اپنے مستقبل کو روشن بنائیں. باقی جو یہ پروگرام یہاں آج آرگنائز ہوا بہت انفارمیٹیو تھا. جو ڈاکٹر شاہد رسول صاحب نے یہاں پاور پوائنٹ پریزنٹیشن پیش کی بہت انفارمیٹیو تھی، اور اس سے ہمارے حوصلے بہت بلند ہوئے، اور ہم امید کرتے ہیں کہ آئندہ بھی یہ ایسے پروگرام یہاں ہی نہیں بلکہ ہر کالج میں ایسے پروگرام منعقد کرنے کی کوشش کریں تاکہ زیادہ سے زیادہ لوگوں تک یہ انفارمیشن پہنچ جائے. باقی وسلام.
Charles Manner in developing e-contents in botany.
In my opinion, this program is relevant, absolutely relevant, given the scenario of the fact that there is definitely a gulf between what government is projecting and establishing facilities in far-flung areas and what EMMRC at University of Kashmir is making use of ICT in colleges. Now, as pointed out in the PowerPoint presentation, that in India there are around 32,000 colleges and around 14.6 million students with a teacher strength of 5 lakh and gross enrollment ratio in colleges as around 12 to 16%, as against it should have been 23 to 30%. I think the institutions like EMMRC, they are doing absolutely wonderful job in a way that they are taking the teacher to doorstep. I happen to be an expert, rather I'm a student of botany, and I have been appointed as subject expert for developing e-content module in botany. So dear students, imagine a recently established college in Sogam cannot be having a teacher, a library, an infrastructure. Now what is the remedy? So against that, you have a student at Emerson College with a good teacher, with a good library, with all the necessary gadgets and facilities. So again, there is a gulf, and which Madam pointed at, there is a divide. But making use of facilities like you have a regional beam EduSat, you have national beam from CEC, UGC, you have facilities created by EMMRC. Believe me, they are doing a wonderful job in university. I rate that department the best department in the entire campus because the people who are there, they are warm, they are very, very cooperative, they have got encouraging attitude. The man at the door, right from that up to the director level, all the people, I mean producers, cameramen, they are very, very cooperative, encouraging, they have got encouraging attitude. So I happen to be an expert over there. I develop e-content module over there. They are our producers. Our program, our e-content module has got FAQs, it has got text part, it has got video part, it has got animation part, graphic part, and glossary part. That entire part, it is being clubbed by making use of ICT, and that entire module which we call electronic content or e-content, and that e-content is being authenticated by core group of experts at university and at CEC. Then this authenticated product is now loaded on, it is now, has been uploaded on the CEC UGC website, which they now name as Sakshat portal. So what I mean to say is that institutions like EMMRC, they are making effective use of ICT, and you, being at the other end, you should access these informations, and you will definitely get a good results and a good content. Thank you very much.
You can see Dr. Chalku's e-content is there on the screen. So we have not got anybody from West, but Dr. Chalku is here. You can do this, sir. Now I have an honor of inviting and share his thoughts and ideas.
Ramla, when he did his graduation from that very institution in 1985 when I was in the faculty, Dr. Salima Jan, Senior Research Scientist, EMRC, Kashmir University, Dr. Tariq Abdullah, Producer and Coordinator of this event, Engineer Abdul Rashid Saab, EMRC, and his team, Professor M. Chalku Saab from Government Degree College, Sopur, Professor Ghulam Rasool Ganai Saab from Government Degree College, Handwara, Professor Muhammad Shafi Loon, if I am right, he is here, from Government Degree College, Handwara, my sons and daughters from Sopur College, my sons and daughters from Handwara College, and my sons and daughters from Kopwara College. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I am highly pleased and rather thrilled to have one of the son of the soil, a great teacher, a great and dedicated personality at the helm of affairs in Educational Multimedia Research Center, Kashmir University, Janab Shahid Saab. And I welcome him from the core of my heart. This is why, as usually, I wanted to welcome my guests, but today the program was organized by Educational Multimedia Research Center. I was told to sit in the chair as to preside over the function, which I never do, because whenever somebody comes here, I request him to be the chief guest, to be the guest of honor, to preside over here. I know how to welcome my students, my guests, and especially the stars. Most probably, most of the students who are here and some students from Sopur College, whenever I stand up and I just recite one couplet. میں ظلمتوں سے الجھ الجھ کے وہ دور نزدیک لا رہا ہوں. میں ظلمتوں سے الجھ الجھ کے وہ دور نزدیک لا رہا ہوں. مسافروں کی تلاش میں جب نجوم کے کارواں رہیں گے. Today I would like to just to explain this couplet to my students because this is the stage where I must. میں ظلمتوں سے الجھ الجھ کے, all the darkness which is around me, I fight with it. And how I fight? That is to bring these stars to my institutions so that the people, the students, جو مسافر ہیں, جو سفر میں ہیں اور راہی علم کے سفر میں ہیں, علم کی تلاش میں ہیں, ان کی تلاش کے لیے آج نجوم نکلے ہیں, تارے نکلے ہیں, ستارے نکلے ہیں. اور میرا وعدہ رہا ہے ہمیشہ اپنے اسٹوڈنٹس کے ساتھ کہ میں ان کو لاؤں گا آپ کو راستہ دکھانے کے لیے. Today's program was a fantastic program. It was a one-day program, an orientation program for our teachers and for you, the students, and for me to some extent. I am an old man now. The development of utilization of e-resources. The lecture you have, most of you, I think about 100% students were keen. Some like me, اس کلاس مز تہ کن سات دماغ کن جائے ژھٹ ژھٹ کران کھانا آسان اکا گژھِ آسُن یُتھ تہِ. So you have today a very informative lecture delivered but none else than the Shahid Rasool Saab, to whom this district Kupwara, he is the son of the soil. We must have pride for the son of the soil. And especially when I came to know here that Dr. Salima Jan is his wife. یہ ہماری بہو ہے یہاں پر, یہ ہماری بیٹی ہے, اور اس نے she has brought laurels to the state and especially to the University of Kashmir. Shahid Saab did his graduation from Baramulla College. Then he went outside. He has done his PhD in mass communication, MS from USA. And then he headed many departments, did his PhD and headed the department of MERC. And now he has 24 years of experience in producing and research of such activities of national and international importance. I was always talking about I have only 3 teachers, permanent faculty. But today, I could understand if we have that type of technology with us, where my teacher will deliver a lecture from EMRC, my student will attend here. Yesterday, my son was highly pleased. He's a student of Kashmir University doing his MCA from North Campus. I told him, why are you so much happy? He said that today we had an interaction and a person from London University delivered a lecture, and we interacted with him, we talked to him, we posed so many questions to him, and he explained it from Delna village, the North Campus of Kashmir University. Same we can do anywhere. It is not only that the Kashmir University is doing. Yes, they are the leaders. University of Kashmir is the highest seat of learning so far as this valley is concerned or this state is concerned. But we have the leaders. We have the professors. We have the teachers. And especially the EMRC, the role they are playing, highly magnificent. Really a role which nobody can play. And just my friend and philosopher and teacher Majid Saab has put it that the university departments, there are so many departments, about 100 departments are there, but the role played by EMRC is the brilliant one, is the excellent one. Today on this occasion, I advise you all, you have the gadgets, you have the mobile, you have everything. بیٹو ایک بات میں آپ کو بتاؤں گا, جب بھی آپ یہ استعمال کرتے ہیں, nothing is good or bad, thinking makes it so, as put by my colleague. We are using this mobile. ہمارے گھروں میں جو رات کو یہ آوازیں سنی جاتی ہیں, میں بھی کبھی کبھار رات کو اٹھتا ہوں تو دیکھتا ہوں یہ بیٹا کس کے ساتھ بات کر رہا ہے. فرض میں جانتا ہوں کہ میرا بچہ کہیں کوئی غلط بات تو نہیں کر رہا ہے, کسی غلط طریقے سے نہیں ہوا. کل ہی ہمارے ایک مولوی صاحب کو وہاں پکڑا گیا اور اسی گیجٹ کے ذریعے سے وہ کیا استعمال کر رہا تھا کہ اس نے کیا کیا اور کس طرح سے, اور جب اس کا پھر پورا یہ موبائل سیٹ, وہ تو پیپر میں آیا تھا, جب اس کی چھان بین کی گئی اور اس کمپنی کے ساتھ بات کی گئی تو اس کا پورا ریکارڈ جب نکالا گیا تو اس ریکارڈ میں اس نے دکھایا ایک مولوی صاحب ہیں, نماز پڑھاتے ہیں اور سری نگر سٹی میں نماز پڑھاتے ہیں, اور انہوں نے کیسے ایک مرڈر کیا, کس طریقے سے کیا. میرے اپنے بچوں اور بچوں سے خصوصی طور پر یہ نصیحت ہے, دس از این ایڈوائس ٹو یو آل. یہ جو گیجٹس آپ کے پاس ہیں, موبائل ہے یا کچھ بھی ہے, اس کو آپ اچھے طریقے سے استعمال کر لو. دا بیسٹ وے, اسپیشلی جیسے شاہد صاحب نے آپ کو کہا, انفارمیشن regarding your education, regarding your syllabus, regarding your the day-to-day life, کیسے آپ کی بدل سکتے ہیں, کیسے آپ آگے جا سکتے ہیں, اس کی طرف دھیان دیجیے. This is the time for you. And then when my sons and daughters will get married, جب ان کی ازدواجی زندگی شروع ہوگی, ایک نئی زندگی جب ان کی شروع ہوگی, پھر اس کے بعد ان کی اپنی ذمہ داریاں ہیں. They have their own responsibilities. They have to shoulder it, because آپ ہمارا سرمایہ حیات ہو. یہ بلڈنگ ہے, یہ چیزیں, یہ سب کچھ بدل سکتا ہے, نئی نئی چیزیں آ سکتی ہیں. آپ نئے نہیں آؤ گے. 1 لاکھ جوانوں کو ہم نے کھویا ہے. More than 1 lakh students and this کیا کہتے ہیں اس کو, جوانوں کو, young generation we are lost. اب ہم میں وہ سکت نہیں ہے. جموں کشمیر کے لوگوں میں وہ سکت نہیں ہے. کشمیر کے لوگوں میں اب وہ سکت نہیں ہے. آج بھی ہماری مائیں, ہماری بہنیں انتظار میں ہیں کہ شاید ہمارے بچے وہ واپس آ جائیں گے, جو ہمارا سرمایہ حیات ہے, جو پھر یہ گیجٹس استعمال کر سکتے ہیں, جو پھر وہ لیٹسٹ جو میڈیا ہے یا دوسری چیزیں ہیں استعمال کر سکتے ہیں. آج بھی وہ انتظار میں ہیں, لیکن وہ کبھی آج تک نہیں لوٹے, اور آج تک ان کی وہ ہماری مائیں جو ہے. آپ اس وقت یہاں پر ہو, ڈگری کالج کپوارہ کے اس آڈیٹوریم میں ہو, اور پتہ ہے کہ آپ کی مائیں, آپ کے جو والدین ہیں, ان کی نظریں کہاں ہوں گی؟ وہ ڈگری کالج کپوارہ کی, کب ہمارے بیٹے اور بیٹیاں صحیح سلامت واپس آئیں گے. We are living in a society which has become cruel. ہمارے ہاں جب بیٹی کی شادی ہوتی ہے, بڑے واضوان پکائے جاتے ہیں, سب کچھ کیا جاتا ہے, بہت زیادہ خرچ کیا جاتا ہے, اور پھر وہ جب جس گھر کی زینت بنتی ہے تو دوسرے ہی دن اس کا سسر یا اس کی ساس اسے کہتے ہیں کہ یہ چیز کیوں نہیں لایا. You have to change this all. And these gadgets, these things, these جو سائنٹیفک چیزیں ہیں, یہ آپ کے کام آ سکتی ہے. میسیج بھیج دو ایک دوسرے کو, ایک سہیلی دوسری سہیلی کو, ایک بہن دوسری کو, کہ that we are committed. ہم نے ایک ایسی جنریشن کو پھر زندہ کرنا ہے. آپ جو ہماری جنریشن ہو, آپ کے بعد جو آنے والی جنریشن ہو, آپ ان کی مائیں ہوں گی, آپ ان کے آبا ہوں گے, تو پھر آپ میں ایک ایسی سوسائٹی پیدا کرنی ہے, ایک ایسی سوسائٹی پیدا کرنی ہے جو جسٹس بیسڈ ہو, جو وفادار ہو, جو وفا شناس ہو, جو سچائی پر مبنی ہو, اور جنہیں خدا کا خوف اور جنہیں محمد عربی صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا محبت دل میں ہو. اور جب تک یہ چیزیں نہیں ہوں, جب آپ کے دل میں خدا خوف ہوگا تو یہ موبائل غلط استعمال نہیں ہوگا. اس میں جو SMS جائے گا کسی فرینڈ کو, وہ کسی اچھی بات کے لیے جائے گا. جو بھی گیجٹ ہیں جن کا ذکر میرے شاہد صاحب نے کیا, اور یہ آپ کی ذمہ داری ہے کیونکہ ہم نے بہت کچھ کھویا ہے, ہمارے پاس اب کچھ نہیں رہا آپ کے سوا. آج ہماری میری بیٹیاں مجھے تو پراران, سچائی کہہ رہا ہوں, شاید یہ موقع نہیں تھا آپ کے ساتھ, لیکن اب چونکہ آپ میرے ساتھ سامنے ہو ہی اس وقت, آپ سے یہ سچ جو ہوتا ہے کڑوائی ہوتا ہے, مگر بوجھو یم کت. آج تو تم گھر, آج تو تم کوئی جن کے پاس سب کچھ ہے. میں نے شاید پچھلی بار بھی اپنے بچوں سے کہا تھا کہ میری ایک کلیگ who was a lecturer at government degree college Baramulla was killed. اس کو پھانسی پر چڑھنا پڑا کیونکہ شاید اس کے پاس دہیج نہیں, اس نے اس وقت کار نہیں لائی تھی, اور جس کے ساتھ اس کی شادی ہوئی تھی وہ بھی ایک انجینئر تھا. یہ ہمارا سماج جو ہے بڑا ظالم بن چکا ہے, شاید ہم سے نہیں ہو سکا, اب آپ سے امید ہے. یہ دنیا یہ جموں کشمیر اور یہ خصوصاً یہ کشمیر اس دن کے انتظار میں ہے, اس آفتاب طلوع ہونے کے انتظار میں ہے جب آپ ایک انقلاب لائیں گے اس دنیا میں. سائنس ٹیکنالوجی جو کچھ بھی ہمارے پاس آ جائے گا, نئی جو کچھ بھی ایجادیں ہمارے پاس آ جائیں گی, اور یہ فاسٹلی چینج ہو رہا ہے. آج ہمارے پاس یہ ہے, کل پتہ نہیں کیا ہوگا, اس سے بھی بڑھ کر ہوگا. لیکن خدا کے لیے جب آپ اس کو استعمال کرو گے, خدا خوف اپنے دلوں میں رکھیے, اور پھر سچائی اور ایمانداری سے کام کیجیے, آگے جائیے. یہ دنیا آپ کی ہے, آپ ہوں گے کل, آپ جو ہمارے وارث ہیں یہاں ہوں گے. پرنسپل ڈگری کالج, شاہد صاحب ڈائریکٹر ہیں, کہیں اور وائس چانسلر بن کے جائیں گے, آپ ہوں گے وہاں پر. آپ میں سے سوپور کالج کے لڑکے, ہندوارہ کالج کے لڑکے, کپوارہ کالج کے بچے, آپ میں سے کوئی وہاں پر ہوگا. یہ جو ہماری ڈاکٹر سلیمہ جان ہیں, آج اس وقت وہ سینئر ریسرچ سائنٹسٹ ہیں, کل کہیں اور چلی جائے گی کسی اور یونیورسٹی میں, کہیں اور اونچا عہدہ ملے گا, آپ ہوں گے وہاں پر. یہ پروڈیوسر صاحب ہمارے طارق صاحب میرے چھوٹے بھائی اور بہت میرے ہر دل عزیز دوست ہیں. کل جب یہ کشمیر چھوڑ کے جائیں گے, جب یہ اپنا فریضہ نبھا کے جائیں گے, آپ ہوں گے. سوپور کے لوگوں, سوپور کے بچوں, میں نے 3 سال وہاں پڑھا ہے, 3 سال میں رہا ایز پرنسپل, 3.5 سال, پھر 1 سال دوبارہ. میں نے وہاں بھی ٹیلنٹ دیکھا, میں نے ہندوارہ میں بھی دیکھا, میں نے کپوارہ میں بھی دیکھا, اور مجھے امید ہے, مجھے لگ رہا ہے کہ آپ کا مستقبل اتنا روشن ہے کہ کل کی صبح جو آئے گی, میں آپ کو مستقبل کی نظروں سے دیکھ رہا ہوں. اس وقت آپ اسٹوڈنٹ ہو, طالب علم ہو, طلباء ہو, کل جب آپ کی ذمہ داریاں بڑھ جائیں گی اور بڑے عہدوں پر جب آپ آئیں گے, جب رشوت کا کلر کما کرنے کے لیے آپ کو آنا ہوگا, جب سچائی کو آگے بڑھانے کے لیے آپ کو آنا ہوگا, جب جھوٹ کا خاتمہ کرنے کے لیے, اور یہ جو پولیٹیکل ممکری ہو رہی ہے, پولیٹیسائز ہو رہا ہے سب کچھ, اور ہر ایک اپنی سیاست چلا رہا ہے, دھوکہ بازی جب بڑھ رہی ہے, اور اس دھوکہ بازی کو ختم کرنے کے لیے یو ہیو ٹو کم فارورڈ, یو ہیو ٹو چینج دا سینیریو آف جموں اینڈ کشمیر, یو ہیو ٹو چینج دا سینیریو آف کشمیر. یہاں پر بہت زیادہ ظلم ہو چکا ہے, بہت زیادہ ظلم. صبح چائے پانی تو ملا ہوگا, اور ان کی امیدیں آپ سے ہیں, ہماری امیدیں آپ سے ہیں. اللہ کرے کہ جو صبح اب طلوع ہونے والی ہے اس کشمیر میں, جو صبح طلوع ہونے والی کی جب ہر ظلم کا خاتمہ ہوگا اور اس کی نوید جب آئے گی, وہ آپ کے ہاتھوں سے آئے گی. یہ دعا ہے, این دعا ازمن و از جملے جو ہاں آمین بات, یہ میری طرف سے دعا ہے, اور آپ تمام لوگوں اور تمام دنیا کے لوگوں کی طرف سے اس کو آمین ہونا چاہیے. والسلام.
Principal Government Degree College Kupwara for these encouraging words and advices, and inshallah every one of us will have a pledge today to act upon the advices which have been given by the honorable principal. Now it's a very important duty, that's a vote of thanks, because جس نے لوگوں کا شکریہ ادا نہیں کیا وہ اللہ کا شکریہ کبھی ادا نہیں کر سکتا. I have the honor of proposing the vote of thanks to all of you Ladies and gentlemen, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling weeks ago, and it requires planning and bird's eye for details. By your presence, we have been given a hope of organizing such type of programs in this college in future also. You have renewed our determination that we are going in right direction. I, on behalf of EMMRC University of Kashmir, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all of you by gracing the occasion and sharing with us your thoughts and aspirations. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for all well-wishers who have helped and cooperated with us in organizing this program. We are highly thankful to worthy Vice-Chancellor, Professor Talat Ahmed, for encouraging us to organize such type of activities in different districts of the state. We are highly thankful to Director CEC, Professor Rajveer Singh, who in fact has given this idea of introducing media centers to different colleges to make best use of the work done by them. We are highly thankful to respected Professor Peer Muhammad Ashraf, Principal Government Degree College, Kupwara, for his keen interest and cooperation in the organization of this event. He, by gracing the occasion, has really made this event meaningful and has encouraged us also. We are highly thankful to Commissioner Secretary Higher Education, Mr. Sheikh Mushtaq Ahmed, for encouraging us to organize these programs at various degree colleges. We are thankful to principals of Government Degree College Sopore and Government Degree College Handwara for their cooperation. Highly thankful to Professor Abdul Majid Chalku, representing Government Degree College Sopore, for his active participation, and Professor G.R. Ganai from Government Degree College Handwara. We are highly thankful to AEE, Mr. Ghulam Mahideen, who has made our stay at Kupwara very smooth. And we were, yesterday when Shahid Sahab called him, instantly he arranged our accommodation at Dak Bungalow of Kupwara, and we were able to be here by 10 because of him only. I am highly thankful to Director EMMRC, Dr. Shahid Rasool, who is always giving us the right direction in organizing events like these. It's under his leadership that our center has become one of the best centers at the national level and is continuously making its mark and taking leads in all directions. No program can become successful unless it's not properly planned and packaged. Sincere thanks to Dr. Salima Jan, research scientist EMMRC, who has made our job very easy by designing this program creatively. I am highly thankful to senior faculty member, Government Degree College, Kupwara, and NSS program of the college, Professor Mehraj Bashir, for his love and support. I am thankful to all the guests, faculty members of all the 3 degree colleges, and supporting staff of the host college for their active support as volunteers, and they are with us. Thank you. Thankful to all MRC colleagues. I cannot thank everyone enough for their involvement and their willingness